We're here in Heber, Nebraska at MetalQuest Unlimited. We're going to find out today about all kinds of careers in the manufacturing industry. So let's take a look.
These machines here are making a disc that goes in a valve we make. We have a lot of different tools. We have different index drills.
Wow.
And other types of cutters that we use to make the part.
This is okay that this is open right now. I feel a little exposed.
No, it's an automated door.
Okay.
That way the operator doesn't get fatigued having to open the door back and forth all the time.
Makes sense.
And that sound that you heard, there's a mist when there's a coolant. And so when that's spinning around, it flies around everywhere. And so that mist collector sucks that all up so it's not, breathing it in your lungs.
Great. Wow, that's helpful.
This is the same type of machine, but this one we have loaded and unloaded with a robot.
Nice.
So the operator just has to set the parts up in the tray here, and then the robot has a camera on it, and you can see if it's a raw part or if it's a machine part. So it'll drop into the open slot, and then it'll pick up the next raw disc and they'll load it up. Perfect timing, we can see it work right now.
All right. How long have you had this robot for?
I think about 8 months now.
Okay, it's working pretty well?
Yeah, it's working great.
So who is monitoring this equipment right here?
Sherry's monitoring this right now. So she's able to run a couple different machines at the same time. By having a robot, she can stay working on skill type tasks, not having to just load and unload, which is kind of the boring part of the job, to be honest with you. So
sure.
She gets to do the more interesting, exciting things that way.
And what kind of training does Sherry have?
Very similar to the mill. You need to have a good mechanical aptitude, good math skills, and good work ethic. I mean, those are the main things, and we can train everything else from there.
Great. Oh, cool. Love the robots.
These machines here do the inspection of the parts. They're called coordinate measuring machines, CMM for short. So the operators will load the part onto these fixtures, and then they go on the computer, they pull up a program, and then this runs actually just like our CNC machines do. It comes in automatically, and that has little ruby tips on it, and that'll touch the part, and it measures the part, and it gives us a readout of the dimensions of the part, and we know if the part's good or bad.
Oh, wow.
And then the operator can make his offsets on the machine and keep making good parts from there.
And this has got to be extremely accurate, huh?
Very, very, very accurate, down in the millionths of an inch. Yeah.
Wow.
This is the assembly area here. We're assembling a butterfly valve in this area. So we have a couple different lines doing the same thing. That we take all the components that we're machining in the mill area or the lathe area, and we put it together, we test it, and we put it in a box, and it goes out the door. And these go all over the world. Our customer is domestic, but these will end up going worldwide. This is our tool crib. This is where
It's nice.
all the tools get maintenance and set up and ready to go back in the machine. So a tool like this will come from the machine, has a bunch of machining gunk on it and stuff. First thing we do is clean it. And then these have little cutting edges on them, and we do what's called indexing. So there's 4 different cutting sides of this insert. So we'll index that insert. But when we do that, it loses its accuracy. So the tool crib attendant will come over here and put it in this presetter, and he will set the tool and get it where it needs to be, and he'll put measurements on it, and then we tag it with these measurements, and then that goes back out with the tool, and when the operator loads it back up, he has all the information and just load it up. Traditionally, that was done by the operator, and it would take a lot of time because the machine would have to be down to touch the tools off and index everything. By doing that all back here, we've eliminated all that, and all the time that it takes from when a tool wears out to when you can go run again is just literally picking up a new tool, snapping it in there, typing in the new numbers, and you're off and running again.
That's efficient.
This is just, we have a lot of different tools stored back here.
Wow, that's a huge drill bit. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Wow. You gotta have a machine. Nobody's hand drilling anything
Oh no,
like that,
no,
are they?
no. Yep.
Wow. And look at this. This thing is really
Yeah, that's a
interesting.
deburring tool. So that goes around the edge and puts a chamfer on it.
Okay.
So, it's in there like that, and it just goes along the edge of your part and deburs it. And that's what all those little teeth are for.
Yeah.
Deburr it.
Now, how many employees do you have that using kind of equipment like this?
About 25 to 28 employees, I think, right now are in the actual machining that we'd consider like an operator or a machinist. And then everybody else is in some type of support position to support the machining, because obviously that's our core business.
Great.
This is our shipping and receiving area here. So all of the product that we're building, whether it's a machine part or an assembly, comes into this area here, and it gets the final packaging. A lot of the initial packaging is done at the machines by the operators, but these guys will tape up the boxes and wrap everything up and get on the pallets and do all the paperwork, and then they also do the inventory going back out. So when we have assembly that needs components,
Right.
these guys will come and pull those components and take them to assembly. So they're touching the parts when they come in, when they go back out.
And how many people do you have working here in shipping?
We have, let's see, five people in shipping right now, and they all stay really busy.
I bet. So we made it all the way from the front reception all the way to shipping. So in the course of this whole place, this whole factory, how many employees do you guys have?
We have 71.
71 employees doing how many different types of jobs?
Even within one particular department, there's many different jobs. I mean, there's probably 50 different unique type of skill sets that are needed to do what we're doing here. But you know, we have about 5 different departments. You know, anything from IT to customer service and purchasing. Obviously, your machining and assembly, maintenance, and tool crib, shipping and receiving. And then, you know, everybody in those departments kind of has their own little specialty too.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, so much to do, a lot to be a part of at MetalQuest.
Yeah.
Scott, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Really
Appreciate you
appreciate
coming.
it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, take care.